Hello everyone, welcome back to Lindsay's Builds. So, thought we'd do another session for another hour and a half. So we're going to carry on with The Exorcist. We're not far off now. So we're getting there. So we'll go down camera and I'll show you how far we've got. Just move that out of the way. So far, this is how far we've got. Just doing these, the flames. Hello there, David Markey. Nice to see you. So this is how far we've got. So it's coming along. So in this session we will concentrate on the flamers. So we've also got Warriors Spear Modelling. It says, "Hi, how are you, Lindsay?" "I am good, thank you. How are you?" David Markey says, "Afternoon, folks." Yes, so I just need to go get some water. So sorry, I'm not organised as usual. David Markey says, "Afternoon, folks." Sprue and Glue's in. Hello there, Sprue and Glue. And he says, "Hi, Lindsay, David, Warriors and chat." David Markey says, "Sitting in a car at the hospital." Oh, I hope everything is okay. David Markey says, "Hello, Octal." Warriors Spear Modelling says, "Hi, Sprue." David Markey says, "Hello, David." And we've got Ice Queen in as well. Hello there, Sue and Paul, if Paul's about. And she says, "Hi, Lindsay, thought I'd pop in and say hello, hope you're keeping well." Yeah, I'm okay, thank you, Ice Queen. I hope you are too. And also Paul. Warriors says, "Hi, David." David Markey says, "Hello, Sue." David Markey says, "Hello, Paul." Ice Queen says, "Hi, David." So it's like I say, we're going to carry on with the Exorcist build. It's like I say, you know, we're getting there with it now. So just give it a little twirl. Sprue and Glue says, "Hi, it's Sue and Monkey." David Markey says, "Ladyship just got an appointment." Ah, okay. Right. So enough of the chitter chatter. We'll get on. Move this to one side, out of the way, and we'll carry on with these little devils. So I'm only here for about an hour and a half. Ice Queen says, "Hi, Sprue." So I hope everybody is okay this mornings. Cocktail specials. Use cocktails to do the small detail. I did the first coat of this yesterday off screen, so it was nice and dry for today. No more chat yet. It was a last minute decision to go streaming. So we have got the PPM tonight, so I hope you guys can pop in and say hello. So any PPM members, if you've got any builds you want to show, please post them before 8 p.m. Spur and Glue says, Lindsay, what nappy did you get the paint colour from? Wow, okay, Spru, okay, Spru. Whatever's going through your mind this morning. Gonna have to touch the frame up with the black before I dry brush the metal effect into it. So yes, Sue's laughing at Spray. I know what you meant, Spray, but yeah. If you hear a television in the background, my son's at home, it's his day off, and he's chilling out watching TV in his room, and my room's right next to him. So we've got Dark Horse in 1977. Says, what size brush is that? This is a cocktail stick, which I'm doing fine detail with. Sprue and Glue says, Lindsay, Arky got me some airbrush cleaner. Cool, nice. Sprue and Glue says, hi Dark Horse. Dark Horse says, hello Sprue. I always use a cocktail stick for the small detail, so it's easier. David Markin says, hello Dark Horse. Dark Horse says, haha, nice, yeah. Ice Queen says, Sprue it, I'm still not eating my veggies. Laugh out loud. You naughty girl. You must eat your veggies. Make you big and strong. Talking about veggies, I used to hate vegetables years ago, and now I eat them all the time. I eat more vegetables than I do meat. We've got following Ghost in. Hello there Ghost, and good morning to you. And he says, morning everyone. Sprue and Glue says, Sue, as long as no one was offended. Sprue and Glue says hi Ghost. Following Ghost says hi Sprue. And we've got TBG Modelling Works in. Hello there James, and he says hi everyone. Sprue and Glue says please shove your thumbs up for Lindsay Peeps. David Markey says hello Ghost. Sprue says hi TBG. And Ice Queen says nah, don't be daft. Laugh out loud. David Markey says hello James. Following Ghost says hi David. Do like your posts in the group. Following Ghost, very nice. It's nice work. Some nice work. This is quite tedious doing this bit, you know. Okay. Where do we get to? Okay, I'll take it from here. Following Ghost says hi David. He also says hi James. TBG says hi David Markey. TBG also says hi Following Ghost. Ice Queen says hi James. TBG says hi Sprue and Glue. He also says hi Sue, Your Majesty. Following Goose says thanks Lindsay. You're welcome mate. I do like to see kit bashing work. I like modellers who think out of the box. I admire them. Not there's anything wrong with building out of the box, but it's nice to think out of the box. I do it every now and again. I do have a couple in the pipeline in my head to do in the near future. Keep collecting in my Greebles boxes. So okay. TBG says hi Dobby and Raggy Jr. Yeah, hello there TBG, and Raggy says hello too. TBG says kit bashing is the way that spacecraft were made. Spot the Sherman on the X-Wing. Yes. Yes, that's how all the Star Wars ships started off. All different kits, kit bashing and styrene, and yeah, very creative stuff. A lot of people think, oh, you know, they're just kits that you buy off the shelf, but they don't realise the amount of kit bashing that went into them to build them. Bit of artistic license, as they call it. TBG says, and the Pegasus engine on the Sandcrawler. Yes. Yeah, you'll be surprised. It's like the Millennium Falcon, the one you see, and the kits you buy for it was not the original Millennium Falcon. That came later. They had a change of thought. We've got 7 people in. Thank you. That's not bad for a random stream. It won't be long before we finish this, actually. I think another two or three streams and it will be finished. Because once we've done these flamers, got these all sorted, then we'll do the 2 cherubs and a couple of other little bits, and then we've got to get it in lacquer before I put the decals on. The cherubs I shall do off stream, and because they are really tiny and fiddly, especially to paint. I shall get them all painted and put together, and then we can, next time I stream, we can glue them on. But I did quite a bit to this build yesterday and the night before because I wanted to like catch up with it. So plus there was a lot of breathtaking fine detailing to do as well, and I needed to do that off stream anyway. Sprue and Glue says, I bet you didn't see Lindsay on the loo in the Sarlacc pit though. Well, I never, Sprue. Really? TBG says the best one is the snow speeder. There's parts of that on the USS Grissom. Laugh out loud. TBG says Lindsay wouldn't have been digested by Sarlacc. Too old and too tough. Laugh out loud. Yep, you got that right, TBG. Ghost says sadly many builders can't see past what a kit is supposed to be to get to where it is and what it can be. Exactly my thoughts following Ghost. Yeah, a lot of people realise that a lot of the old ships and stuff and everything was built by hand back then. None of this here CGI stuff. It was proper crafting modelling. Oh wow. I'm sure my son's deaf. I think he's watching some kind of series. He does like his series stuff. He sits for hours now watching the TV. He doesn't very often go on his computer anymore. He can't be doing with all the idiots anymore, I think. So, we'll have a little bit of belly and bench, shall we? So, in my belly, I have, so far today, is I had ham, garlic Philadelphia on toast, all 3 rounds of it, washed down with a nice cup of tea, and you know what's on the bench. So what about you guys in the chat? What have you had? Or I know some of you had just got up, so coffee time and waking up. I think we'll carry on with the interviews on the PPM when Panzer comes back. So that could be a few weeks. So okay. Sprue and Glue says belly, knout, bench, elbows, beverage, coffee. Following Ghost says you guessed it, coffee and the space station thingy on the bench. I like how you say that. I shall put this yellow on, let that dry, and then I shall do the red flame thing on top. tonight's tea we've got sausage casserole, potatoes, Yorkshire puddings. It's all veg and everything in the casserole, so looking forward to that. I can smell it now being cooked. Smell those lovely, lovely onions and leeks. It's making me feel hungry already. I'm going to have to go without lunch today, otherwise I will have a problem eating it. Okay. James says, so I wonder if Roxy's Sarlacc. With a mouth her size, I would say so. Ice Queen says, nothing in the belly yet due to the lack of mojo, nothing on the bench at the moment, and beverage is coffee. TBG says, belly is nout, is cooking in the oven, bench is classified, beverage is water. Sprue and Glue says, we are having jacket potatoes with salad tonight. Ooh. It's what you're actually having inside those jacket potatoes. Oh, you're having the salad, haven't you? Yeah. The salad. You should have some nice tuna with that, Dave. That'd be nice. And James is undercover with his build. Sure, everything will be revealed at some point. Okay, that's one. Do the next one. Just make sure I drink this tea, otherwise it's going to go cold. And that would not do. Not at all. Not at all, sir. Not at all. No apple yet this afternoon. Must be still asleep. That's a little bit too thin. Get a water droplet there. See if we can brush it out. Okay, Sprue and Glue says tuna mayo and sweet corn. Ooh, tuna mayo, nice. Can keep the sweet corn. TBG says smoking jacket, blazers or tuxedos. Sprue. Sprue and Glue says Archie has to go back to the hospital today. Oh dear, sorry to hear that. I'll chat to you later anyway. Sprue and Glue says his pacemaker defibrillator thingy may be faulty. Oh yes, I remember you saying about that. Ice Queen says, hope everything goes okay, Sprue. Okay, that's another one, another coat. Can you hear that much in the background, guys? Sprue and Glue says thanks. It says here what? Okay. The noise limiter must be working. TBG says possibly the battery as it hasn't got a charging port. No, I was on about my son's TV. I didn't know whether you could hear it or not. Bit of plastic on there. Picked it up off the bench. That's it. It's got it. Might need a third coat on these. We've got Athel in. Hello there, Athel, from Barney, Scotland. Then it says afternoon all. Afternoon, Athel. Following Ghost says hi, Athel. TBG says hi, Athel. Athel says hi, Ghost and James. Following Ghost says I can hear that. Hear it. I can hear it. Sprue and Glue says TBG, they think the contacts are furred up. Sprue and Glue says hi, Athel. Athel says hi, David. Sorry to hear vital equipment you need is screwed up. TBG says they will soon be able to tell or put jumper cables on Arkies. Yeah. Sprue and Glue says, nah, I tried that. TBG, didn't work. I don't think Ark is into BDSM. Where is this subject going? Can you hear them, Raggy? They're being rude. Raggy only reaches maturement when it's covered in paint. He's a little minor at the moment. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's wait for that to dry a bit. So we'll sit here twiddling our thumbs for a couple of minutes. TBG says PMSL. Yeah. Sprue and Glue says I drained the national circuit. Nice, I like that. That's good. So we'll just wait for this to dry off a little bit and then we'll put another coat on. I think it might be alright to put another coat on. It is kind of drying. This will be its last coat before I put the red on. And I'll have to wait until the yellow's completely dry to do that, I think. So we've already done belly and bench apple. So if you want to put in the chat what you've had and what you're doing. Spoon Glue says, Sue, where's Monkey? Apple says, so breakfast was cheese, toasties and a mug of tea. Nice. Apple says, hello Sprue and Paul. I remember when you just put some nice cheese on toast, just stick it under the grill and the old gas cookers at the top. I used to love having cheese on toast in the mornings. The old boy is very lively today. He was asleep near enough all more or less when he came home from work. He slept all night. was very lively this morning. We charged his batteries. God, I've been running nearly 45 minutes already. Doesn't take long, does it? To run away with the time. Just be working on the SPH tonight on the PPM. The howitzer based on the T-72. We'll get that finished up, hopefully. You know, it's amazing, you know, when I'm not streaming, the house is just like, you can hear a pin drop. As soon as I press that light button, it's like, you know, wow. I need a hobby room right in the middle of a field. That's what I need. Apple says skyscrapers are not allowed gas except natural gas. Yeah, you don't want one of them exploding, do you? In the middle, or even from the middle downwards. Take out the whole building. Housing association I'm with, they like you to use electric. They're not very keen on you having gas cookers. Even though we've got gas boilers and stuff, you know, but
Lindsay, sausage done, veg is all done.
I'm live.
A couple of hours,
Yeah.
All it needs is put into the slow cooker, innit?
Yeah.
Do you want me to get some gravy onions on the way back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, Bennett. Sorry about that, guys. So, I think we need to touch up these frames now. I need a thinner brush for that. Five people left. Should be ending the stream soon anyway. So I've got my carers coming in and that anyway. Just a matter of kind of like touching these up. That's all. Just so as I can dry brush the frame. Just need to touch up where I've gone over the lines in the paint. Arthur says hi to David. Get these done. So I need to wait for these to dry now before I can do the red and the dry brushing. So okay. so we're going to end the stream so we don't get no more distractions and other people's voices over my stream. So there we go. The yellow's done. Touched up the the black frames. All I've got to do now is wait for the yellow to dry completely. Then I can do the red in it, in the flame, and then dry brush the frames in a metallic so it looks like metal. And then we can get those glued on. So yeah. There's no point in trying to glue them to the tank now. So otherwise I won't be able to dry brush them properly. I'll only get round on the outside and it would look a bit funny. So yeah, there's not much more I can do. Following Ghost says, someone in another group wrote a page to the story I started. He put in a couple of lines about a ship that was found. Challenge accepted. Yes, why not? Okie dokie, so I'm going to go up cameras. So, yeah. Well, I'd like to thank everyone who came in. It's much obliged. Do apologise for all the background noise and everything else and interruptions. Yeah. Plagued with it. Don't forget we've got the PPM tonight, 7 PM till 9 PM UK time, plus a gallery. So if you're posting builds, please post all your builds before 8 PM. There will be a link in the group pinned to the post. So yeah, if you want to join this Facebook group, just press on the link, it'll take you straight to it. Send your request and we'll see about getting you a membership. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please take a look. If you like what you see, only if you like what you see, give it a good old subscription and push the notification bell. So yeah. So I'm going to say goodbye all. Thank you very much for all coming in and leaving those people in the background. So